So now we're going to look at price market structure in a downward trend, in a downward direction. Sorry, I need to correct this. W. So now, like we said in the upward trend, anytime you see price going your way, always make use of the trend line. The trend line is going to serve as a guide to you. It's going to keep you in the phase that, oh, you are still in the direction of the market. Now, the price is moving in a downward direction. It means
Sir.
I'm with you.
Okay.
So once price is moving in a downward direction, it prints a high and also prints a low. Now, look at what price is doing. Let's create a high, a low, and create a higher high, create a lower low, create a lower high, create a lower low, create a lower high, then a lower low. Now, don't mind what I did here. Now, I changed the color to explain something to you. Now, why do I change the color? Now, you may recall that when I was saying something about price moving in an upward direction, we have the impulsive phase, correctional phase, impulsive phase, correctional phase, impulsive phase, correctional phase, then we have the impulsive phase. Now, into a downward direction, once price is moving in a downward direction, price will need to create an impulsive move. Then we have the correctional phase, and you may see that price always respect the trend line. We are still going to practicalize this on a live chart. We have the impulsive phase, correctional phase, which is the pullback phase, impulsive phase, right? We have the correctional phase. When price is creating impulsive phase, price will need to do what? Break the lower low. Now, price do what? We have the correctional phase. Price did what? Break the lower low and do what? Create a new lower low. And we have a correctional phase, pullback phase, and price keep breaking structure to the downward side. Now, once price break your low, the direction of the market, it is seen as a break of structure. Same thing, once price creates an impulsive phase, correctional phase, once price creates another impulsive phase, breaking your lower low, price is doing what we call a break of structure to the downward side. Now, you shouldn't come here and start marking break of structure on a downward side like this. It will be very, very wrong. Same thing to the upward direction. Never you come here and start marking your break of structure below it. It will be very, very wrong. So take note, price breaking structure to the upward side, price will need to create an impulsive move, the pullback phase, which is the correctional phase, impulsive move, the pullback phase, like that, like that. Now, I want to explain something to you. Now, price has been maintaining the trend to the downward side. Now, using this purple color to illustrate, Anytime price breaks your lower high, it is seen as a sweep of liquidity. Let's assume price breaks this lower high. It is seen as a liquidity. It's not confirmed a change of character yet. If price sweep your lower high, and instead of continuing the original direction, and price breaks structure to the upper side, we can say that this is a change of character. That is, but in a scenario where your price sweep your lower high and continue the original direction and break structure to the downward side, it's seen as a sweep of liquidity. This happens in the market every time. Just like this now, sorry, just like this, moving up, it's seen as a sweep of liquidity, not a change of character. I will explain this to you. But take note, you watch this video because you need to understand these moves when it comes to taking entries. So now, here, price did what? Sweep liquidity continue to in the direction of the market. Let's examine price sweep this lower high. Then we can see this as a sweep of liquidity, not a change of character. Let me bring this again. Anytime price sweep your lower high, it is seen as a sweep of liquidity, not a change of direction. So what we have here is a sweep of liquidity. Same thing to the lower high. Anytime price break your lower high and still maintain the direction of the market, breaking structure to the upward side, it is seen as a sweep of liquidity. But when price did not, once price breaks your lower high, your higher low, and continue in the and never continue in the original direction, we see that as a change of character. So now, for a downward trend, let's identify a change of character. Remember, price has been respecting trend, but look at what price did. Price break our lower high, right? After price break our lower high, look at what price did. Price proceeds to do what? Break structure to the upward side. Now, let me repeat this for the upward direction. Once price break your lower high and never continue the original direction and proceeds to break a structure to the upward side, this is never a sweep of liquidity, but now a change of character. You can also call it a market shift. You can use MS or chalk, market shift, or a change of character. Once price proceed break structure, it means price has changed direction to the upward direction. Do you understand?
Yes.
So now, let's talk about the ranging market. In a ranging market, what we have in a ranging market is just high and low. Now, we have a trend line above and we have a trend line below. So what is price doing at this point in time? Price is doing what? Creating a high, low, high, low, high, low. It's not creating a higher high, neither is it creating a higher low. Now, what we have here is seen as resistance level. Once you have a trend line, price respecting your trend line is seen as a resistance level. Once price is respecting your low, is seen as a support level. So that is, price is respecting the high and low. That is, price is respecting the resistance and the support. I hope you understand this now.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, for an upward trend, how do you identify your level of support? For an upward direction, if price is respecting the trend line below, is seen as a support level. That is, if price is respecting this, the trend line in the direction of the market is a support level. Now, if price is respecting it above, is seen as resistance. And once you have this in an upward direction, we call it a channel. Resistance up, support below is seen as a channel. Same thing to the downward side. Once price is respecting this, is seen as a support, and once price is respecting it above, is seen as a resistance. Then it's seen, we call this ascending channel, and we call this a descending channel, and we call this a parallel or horizontal channel. Please never you get confused. Price below this is support, price below the is support, price above is resistance, price above is resistance. Same things to the ranging market. We have the resistance and we have the support. Now, for price to come here on a upward direction to respect the trend line, I mean, there is a level of support. Price is finding it hard to break the support. Same thing as the ranging market. Price is finding it hard to break the high, which is the resistance, and price is finding it hard to break the support, which is seen as a strong zone. Same thing to the downward direction. Price is finding it hard to break the support and is finding it hard to break the resistance. So price maintaining the movement like this is seen as a descending channel for a downward trend, ascending channel for an upward trend, parallel channel for a ranging market. So now, I hope you understand break of structure, price moving in an upward direction, ranging markets, and in a downward trend. Hope you understand.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's talk about liquidity sweep. Let's talk about change of character or a market shift in detail. Now, here we see that price is in an upward direction. Let me use this trend line. Price has been how to identify a break of structure and a change of character. Price, you may discover that price we have a low here, high, impulsive move, correctional phase, impulsive move, correctional phase, impulsive move. Look at what price is. Price breaking structure. But at this point in time, please take note. Anytime price break your higher low and fail to continue in the original direction and break structure to the downward side, this is a change of character to the downward side. Now, same thing to the downward trend. We have a resistance, right? Price has been coming down, breaking structure, breaking structure. What did price do? Price break this high. After price
Now
break,
you said anytime price breaks your higher low.
yes, anytime price break your higher low for a downward trend, let me come to the upward trend. Price is respecting the trend line, right? And price has been breaking structure to the upward direction. Anytime price sweep your higher low and never continue in the original direction, seen as a change of character. That is, price breaking your higher low and breaking another structure to the downward side is seen as a change of character. Now, same thing. We have low, lower high, low, lower high. Anytime price breaks your lower high and never continue in the original direction and break another structure to the upward direction, this is now confirmed a change of character. All right, please take note of this. Take note of this. Hope you understand my explanation now.
Yes.
All right. Now let's proceed to identify liquidity sweep. Now, we see price moving in an upward direction. Price is moving in an upward direction. And we have price breaking structure. Let me pick my price breaking structure. We have a BOS here. BOS. We have a break of structure. We have a break of structure. That is price creating higher high and higher low. We have a break of structure. And we have another break of structure. All right, let me explain this. Now, we discover that price has been breaking structure. Anytime you see price breaking structure and take out your higher low, and continue in the original direction, seen as a sweep of liquidity. Instead of calling this a change of character, I'll use $sign to identify it as liquidity sweep. Now, if price proceed in the original direction, we have a break of structure and price continue to do that, like that. So now, let's come to the downward direction, downward trend, before we talk about the trend ranging market. So let me make recap on the upward direction. Anytime price sweep your higher low and never break another structure to the downward side, then we see this as sweep of liquidity. So now for the downward direction now, you may see that price is doing what? Creating higher high, lower low, and higher low, lower low high. We have the lower high, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and price has been breaking structure to the upward direction. And you now discover that after price break this structure downward, and instead of price to respect the trend line, and price did this, sweep your higher low and continue in the original direction. And break structure downward. Then this is now seen as a sweep, liquidity sweep, or sweep of liquidity. Now this can happen in many times in the market. Price can take this, sweep this as liquidity, continue in the original direction. Because you expect price to just be creating higher high and maintaining the trend line, there will be a lot of liquidity sweep. Now, once you see this on your chart, note that and price continue in the original direction, you take note and note that it's seen as a liquidity sweep. The scenario, now this is for a downward direction. Hope you understand now.
Yes.
Now, for a ranging market, Remember, we have our support and we have for a
Alright.
upward direction. If price is going upward, the trend line for to guide your direction is seen as support. Now, because if price is going to break this trend line now, price is going to change direction to the downward side. Now, for the downward trend, this is seen as resistance. All right. So if you are marking your trend line for a downward trend, always mark the resistance. For upward trend, always mark your support. Now for a downward trend, mark your resistance because if price is breaking the trend line and breaking structure to the upward direction, know that price has done what? Change character, change direction. Price has done what? Created a market shift. Now let's talk about the ranging markets. The ranging market, price respect the high and the low, the support, the resistance, which is at the top, and the support, which is below. Now, in a ranging market, there are a lot of times we still have liquidity sweep. Once price sweep the previous high, what we have here is a liquidity sweep, right? And we have a break of structure. But when price comes down to respect the support zone, we still confirm a ranging market. Then for the downward part, to discover that price break this low, we have a liquidity sweep and price still respect the how will I call it, the trend line. So always identify liquidity sweep in the market. Please never you forget liquidity sweep and a change of character. Both of them may look alike, may be similar, but they are different. So do you understand the concept of market structure when it comes to break of structure, change of character, liquidity sweep?
I understand.
All right, so you may ask your question. Do you have any question?
I have. You say that when coming to downtrend, always the trend line, like always identify your downtrend with resistance.
Yes, just like this. This is going to be
Then
your resistance. All for a downtrend, always focus on the resistance. And for the upward direction, always focus on the support. Because if price is going to break this
then
trend line
for
now,
uptrend is always focus on support.
yes. So now let's go to the
Then for ranging,
yes, for a ranging market, we focus on the support and resistance at the same time.
okay.
So now let's go to a chart. Let me pick one of my charts so that we can identify this on the chart. Let me use GBP JPY. I'm going to be using 1 hour time frame only. So I'm going to start from this area. So what are we going to identify? What we have here, I'm going to use my trend line. We have the resistance. Price has been consolidating. This is not actually a perfect resistance anyway. Let me use my channel. Sorry. I'm picking my channel, so I've already picked it. I've added it to my favorites. What we have here is the channel. Price has been consolidating, right? We have the top is seen as the top is seen as the resistance level, and the down is seen as the support. We have the resistance and we have the support, right? So price has been respecting, let me adjust it. Price has been respecting the high. You see, we have the low, right? Sorry, let me bring this down. High, we have the low. All this you are seeing as liquidity sweep, just like I explained previously. So when you have this is seen as liquidity sweep for a ranging market. This is seen as liquidity sweep for a ranging market. Price has been on a parallel form, so it's not going up and it's not coming down. This is how to identify a ranging market. So price has been respecting the high and the low, come down to low, respect the high until price do what? Break to the upward side. Take like everything here now. If we are to identify liquidity, every level of support and resistance are liquidity zone. Look at now, price break structure to the upward side. So we have liquidity being swept. So price created an impulsive move. I'm going to use the dollar sign. All right, this is just me moving ahead on you for you. So now, we look at this particular area. Price is on a downward direction, right? So
Yes.
I'm going to use my trend line as a guide. You may see that price has been respecting the trend line. So now,
Yes.
here we add the low, then we have the high. Then I said previously that anytime price do what? Breaks your low, it means this price moving from consolidation, right, to a downward trend. So here we have a change of character. So now, and look at what price has been doing. Let me delete this. Price started breaking structure to the downward side. We have a break of structure. We have few time to go. Anywhere we stop, we continue from there on the next class. We have a break of structure.
We have one here.
Yes, I'm coming. We have another break of structure. And we have another break of structure. So this was the break of structure we had. So what we have here, we never had a break of structure. What we have here is equal low.
Equal low.
Yes. And when you have an equal low, it's seen as liquidity. It's seen as liquidity. So now you may see that price has been doing what? You know, there are a lot of break of structure. These are internal swing structure. So we just focus on the swing structure on 1 hour time frame. So what we have here, let me use my highlighter. We have the high, we have the low, we have the, because this is the high that led to the break of structure. We have the lower
Yeah.
high, lower low, lower high. Let me reduce this. We have another lower low, lower high. Then we have a low here, a lower low here. This is a low instead of being this being a lower low. So now this is for a downward direction, right? So
Yes.
now I
Yeah.
now said something in our when we where is this? I'm coming. I need to delete this on my screen. I now said something that anytime price break your lower low, right, and never
Yes.
return in the original direction, we now call this a market shift. This is now a market shift, or let me use the word change of character. Then this become a change of character. Let me zoom so that you can see clearly. I hope you understand what I'm showing you now.
Yes. Yes.
So now you now discover that price did what? Change character to the upward direction. So I'm going to
Yes.
use a trend line. This is me. What is wrong? This is me using the trend line. Once you become an expert, you don't actually need trend line. But this is just like to guide you.
Okay.
I discovered that price has been respecting the trend, moving to the upward direction. And what do we have? We keep having a bit of structure to the upward side.
Yeah.
Here's a break of structure. Then we have the impulsive move, correctional phase, impulsive move. There's a break of structure. Our next class is to mark this break of structure correctly. We have another break of structure. We have a break of structure. Look at what price did. We have some lows there. Price cannot be creating zigzag. At times, price will go up, come down, go up, come down. What you have here is seen as liquidity sweep. Hope you understand. What you have here is seen as liquidity sweep. Same thing as here. Here is a low because there was a pullback on the lower time frame. Here is seen as a liquidity sweep. So now we still have another break of structure here, right? And we keep having breaking of structure to the upward direction. And now here was our low. Look at what price did. Price did what? Break the low, and we have a change of character to the downward side. So we are going to stop in this stop here today. In our next class, what we have done today and identify the trend, upward direction, lower direction, and downward direction, and a ranging market. We are going to mark our charts neatly, identifying break of structure, change of character, and also we are going to identify liquidity sweep, and a change of character here to cover what we have done today. All right. So your assignment now, go to GBP JPY. Just do anything you can do. I just want to know that know if you really understand this concept so that you identify, look for a downward direction and mark out your break of structure to be submitted before the next class. Do you have any question before we proceed?
I have questions that in that upward trend, you say that when we are marking our break of structure, you say that this part that was sweep is called liquidity sweep. So I could not understand that part very well.
All right. So let me use 1 minute. Can you see this particular chart here? Let me zoom it. You see that price has been respecting the downward direction, right? You may recall,
Yes,
yes, we have a high. This is also a lower high, right? But if we check,
yes,
okay, this is not a good example. Okay, this is also a low. If you go to a lower time frame, look at what price did. Price swept this lower high. This is a liquidity sweep. We have a low here. Price swept this lower high. It's a liquidity sweep. So we have them plenty in the market. Here is a low, right? Yes, seen as high, but price swept it, took it as liquidity sweep before coming down again. Do you understand now?
no.
Okay, just go through the class. Use the line chart I explained. You get to understand. I will explain better on our next class.
You say that my assignment is
Your assignment is to mark downward trend of GBP JPY. All right. Mark out your break of structure, possibly a change of character for a downward trend, so that I can see to be submitted before the next class. So I'm going to drop the recordings for you
okay.
after now. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So have a nice day. Tired already.
Okay, I'll submit it tomorrow.
Anytime.
It's tomorrow I'll submit it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.